This conference will now be
Right.
recorded.
My voice is audible.
Audio clear, ma'am.
Okay,
Audio clear,
but
slide
sir, screen. Okay,
screen also clear, ma'am.
screen is clear. Okay, sir. Sir, but your screen is also getting shared here in mine. I'm not able to.
Good morning.
Good. So my topic is application of QFD as quality improvement tool in any industry. So I'm giving you a few that is a few case studies also. First, I will be giving an introduction of quality function deployment. I know that you are all familiar with it, but still as an how to implement it step by step and how the research work can be carried out, even whether it is a BTech level or MTech level or the PhD level, you can expand it as per the graduation. If it is a BTech, you can take a very small case and you can solve it. Depending if it is an MTech, you can do it in a similar manner. And so in that way, we can implement this QFD in any of the fields. You can put it in a combination of any other techniques as well, or you can keep it as a separate one, having a very big case study, taking some, for example, maybe one department fully you can take, and that you can do the QFD, so it becomes a very huge research work. Otherwise, you can combine it with soft simulation techniques, like you can say AHP or any other techniques you can combine with it and get the result. So this is basically to find what are the quality parameters that is required to for improvement. So when we consider a component will have a number of parts, a large number of parts. So each of the part you can take, analyze, and find out what is the quality that is required from the point of view of the customers. So at the very long back, we had the traditional way of implementation, but now we have to traditional way. Matlab, I mean to say that what the manufacturers are giving, we are accepting it, and then we are and then the customer is using. Okay, but now one. But now what is happening is around 20 decades, 10 decades, 2, 3 decades back, 2, 3 decades back, it has been coming to that point that the customer satisfaction is the most important criteria. So customer requirement, customer needs is given the first importance, and based on those needs, the technical specifications are developed. So on the basis of what the customers is requiring, or they want, based on that we are actually doing this this application. So this is mainly based for the quality. It acts as a quality improvement tool. So it can be applied in a small scale, in a big scale, or in a medium scale industries as well. So going to my next slide, I've already been introduced very well by Professor Sridhar sir. I'm a professor from Bhilai Institute of Technology, Durg, and I actually love to give such good such presentation. If I am giving an opportunity, I never say no at all. So coming to the topic, because you already know what it is, I'll just tell. Just to begin with, I'll give an introduction to what a QFD is, what will be the benefits of using a QFD, what will be the QFD methodology, and what are the 4 phases. Actually, 4 phases are required, but now because the time limit is there, I'll be talking only a single phase, and you can actually improve from that single phase. You can go to the other 3 phases also, with the keeping the customer requirement in mind, and how the QFD process can be managed. So any way, or what should I say, whenever we start with a research work, we go to the what has been happened so far, what is happening in the world, what research has been taken, so that can be obtained through the literature review. And I've done a few, only I'm giving a very few presentation of the literature review here. This is okay. Coming to the history of QFD, it was developed in Japan actually in late 1960s by 2 professors, that is Professors Shigeru Mizuno and Dr. Yoji Yakao. At that time, the statistical quality control was used, which was just introduced just after the World War II, and it has taken roots. The root of statistical quality control is had begun from the Japanese manufacturing industry. So as I told you, Dr. Yoji Yakao was the one who was the founder of the QFD. What he quoted is that when a man, that is time was when a man could order a pair of shoes directly from the cobbler. So from the cobbler, you directly, who's manufacturing, who's the cobbler? He is the manufacturing the shoes. There is no middle people. So the cobbler will get the order directly from the consumer. So when at that time, due to that, what is actually the cobbler doing? He will measure the foot himself, and he'll personally handle all the aspects of manufacturing, and the cobbler will assure the customer that he is satisfied. So this is how the quality function deployment started. Just by coming directly in contact with the customer, we can understand what his needs is, and then we can improve our technical aspects based on the requirements of the customers. So there has been many works since 1960s, 1990s. It had started actually working. It was implemented and had found success in 2001, 2006, and 2010. Also, there has been many works that has been carried out. To say a few, that which is I could say that it is applied to define the needs of the customer and to translate these into specific actions. But those results in the production of the products that will meet the preference of the customers. So this is basically what was preferred by the quality function when the quality function deployment is implemented. So what is the purpose and the outcome? So the purpose for quality function deployment is to identify the customer requirements, then you have to design it, then you develop it, and then you produce a new product. So these are the steps when you start introducing a new product. Otherwise, if you want to improve an existing product, then the same phenomena is carried out. You will identify for the existing product who will be the customers, what are their requirements, then design it according to their requirements, develop it, and then again improve whatever the existing product is. So in the normal time, what the order to survive, maybe the existing product, they require improvement because there is a question of their survival in the market. So to improve that, you will have to go again from the customer requirements to like you do how you produce a new product. So you can enhance the functions of the existing product. This will be done depending upon as the time is changing. So all these requirements are very much necessary. So the outcome of my today's presentation will be, I hope that you will be able to understand an overview of the use on the quality function deployment as an approach to total quality management. What are the inputs on the use of QFD for the technology and the reliability deployment and cost deployment? Then what are the inputs on how to use the QFD for customer need identification, customer strengths, then design characteristics, quality charts, then part deployment and process characteristics. It will also give, I hope you get an opportunity to understand how to work in team environment for cross-function communication. So when we are implementing QFD, it is actually a team work that is carried out. You can stay at one place and various all the departments will have to function simultaneously and cooperate simultaneously to make this a success, because it is not a one-man show. All in as a team only this will have to happen. So this is what I'm expecting once the when this presentation is over. And so by the end of this presentation, I hope you will be able to develop the QFD charts, integrate the requirements into the design parts and the process requirements, then learn to communicate across functions also, use of QFD in product or process design. All these, you will be at least having a basic idea of how to implement this QFD in any of the areas. So what is QFD? Let me define what is QFD. QFD is nothing but quality function deployment. When I talk about quality function deployment, let me split these words. What I mean by quality is what the customer will need, what the customer or the user needs, or what are their expectations. That is in terms of quality. When I talk about function, I mean to say that how these needs or expectations are to be satisfied. Then when I talk about deployment, the word is quality function deployment. So each of it has its own functions. So deployment means you are making it happen throughout the organization. It is not just a part of the organization. Throughout the organization, you are making it happen. So quality function deployment, when you put together, it starts from the customer requirements you are starting, then you are converting that customer requirements into the technical characteristics, and this technical characteristics is implemented such that it is happening throughout the organization and it benefits the whole of the organization as such. So the quality function deployment, if because all of you all are mostly post-graduation students or faculties, I should say. So you'll be knowing that quality function deployment is developed, and it is otherwise also known as the house of quality. What I mean by house of quality is there are two questions that will be answered. One is what and the other is how. The what means that what is the customer requirements, and the how means that what is the technical requirements. When I say what, first I'll solve the what question, because the what will start with the customer requirements. We go to the customer, we ask that this is the part that you are using. So what is the what are your expectations? And at the present one, this part what requirements is meeting. So two aspects you can solve. One is you can ask at the present part what is the various functions that it is doing and that is satisfying, and you can rate it from 1 to 5. And another aspect of the customer requirements is what are their expectations. So one is what is there at present and another is their expectations. A comparison of these two will give us how to improve. The gap will be given and we can understand what has to be improved. Similarly, what is the technical requirement? Once I know the customer requirement, for this customer requirement, how it can be implemented as a technical aspect. So what will be the specification or what will be the functions that I should actually implement when the customer needs has to be met with. Okay. So for example, I'm having a engine part or something. So that engine part, what will be the customer requirement, I will know. And for that customer, to meet that customer requirement, what will be the technical satisfaction? So the manufacturing aspects, maybe in terms of yield strength or in terms of the aesthetic, or maybe many things are there. Based on that, the technical specifications will be actually the specification, that is the technical specification, will satisfy the customer needs, will completely satisfy the customer needs. So this is what will be chalking out in the technical requirements. So this is the quality function deployment, house of quality. This is the whole answer to your research work. So in this figure, it will all your work that you have done will be written in this figure. So the first step which you do, that is known as the customer needs. So it will be filled up in this column. Okay, in this box, one by one, you will write the customer needs. Then this customer needs will be going, you will be going to a number of customers so that your questions will be valid, reliability can be tested, all that is done. And then you give these needs to distribute it to the customers, and then you get their answers, and then you mark the importance of ranking according to the so here there are maybe there are 10 needs that the customers are given, and each of the customers will be ranking what is more important, and after calculation the importance of this ranking. So this 10 customer needs which is chalked out here, which is the most important quality one, which is the second important one, which is the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, etc. In this manner, here the importance of the rankings will be listed down after the calculation. Now, once this is done, you will have to make out the design attributes. Design attributes is nothing but the technical requirements which I was explaining. So here there are 10 points. For each of the points of the customer needs, you will have to write how this can be technically achieved. That is known as the design attributes or technical requirements. Okay, so whatever you make out, so this will again be that is validated or validated by the experts, whether what you have written in terms of these needs which you have converted, this is the conversion to technical specification, whether it is correct or not, this will again be given to the experts, and then it will be validated. Then after this design attributes has been done, you will be taking a relationship. You will have, this is a box which will give the relationship between the customer needs and the design attributes. So this relationship will be maintained in three ways. One, it will tell whether it is a very strong relationship. Second, it will tell whether it is a moderate type of relationship. And third, it will say whether it is a weak relationship. And if there is no relationship, it will be a blank spot that you will be leaving. So when it is, so these are all tangible types of relationships. You will have to convert it into quantity, like filling. Say, for example, if it is having a strong relationship, you will have to enter with a point, say higher marking like 9. Then if it is a moderate, you give a marking of 3. And if it is a weak one, you give it as 1. And if there is no relationship, you leave the space as blank. That means the customer needs and the technical specification, there is no relation at all. You leave a blank space. And if it is, suppose you feel that it's having a very good relation, then you give a very strong relation, then a maximum marks of 9 is given, then moderate 3 is given, then for weak, as I told you, 1. And in this way, this space will be filled up. Okay, and this side, this right side of this portion, this is the perception side. So in this perception side, here you will be right. This is the importance ranking which you are giving. This is at present what the product is going on, the importance ranking. Yahan pe jo important perception is what is the expectation of the customers. So that can also be found out in the same questionnaires, and that will be chalked out here, calculated and written down against each of the customer needs, right? Then the relationship between the customer needs and the design attributes, this will also be calculated over here. And if below this, this will give the column-wise calculation in terms of cost and feasibility, and this will give you the engineering measures. So this is the portion where the engineering measures calculations is done in the column-wise. Okay. So first one, second one, third one, all the needs column-wise calculation is done, and then it is written over here, and the horizontal, that is horizontal calculation will be carried out and written over. You can give the calculations over here, and then it will be rated out. You can also rank those according to which is the most important one, from first rank to the 10th rank, if there is 10 needs, and if there is how much technical specifications are there, according to that yahan pe bhi rankings can be done. Now coming to the topmost, which is the roof. Okay, this roof is nothing but the what you calculate over here, it is known as the correlation matrix. This yahan pe jo calculation ho raha hai, this is known as relationship matrix. Why relationship matrix? There is a difference. This is relationship matrix and this is correlation matrix. Why relationship matrix? Relationship matrix will give you the relation between the customer needs and the design attributes. Whereas the correlation matrix, this will give the relationship between each of the technical requirements. So first technical requirement with the second technical requirement, that will be entered over the that is where it is joining. So in this point, this point it says it will give the technical requirements of first technical requirement and the second technical requirement, and again you will be writing it in terms of strong, moderate, and weak and no relation. So in this manner we can convert it into quantity. So the tangible measures can be converted to untangible measures. Untangible measures can be converted to tangible measures as per our needs for calculation. So from this house of quality, we can establish the flow down. We can relate what and the house, and we can rank the importance as well. So this is how what the way the quality function deployment is carried out. This is a summary of what I'm going to explain, how each of the steps can be carried out. So as I told you in the previous slide, what did I tell you? Establishes the flow down. So let me say, what is the QFD flow down? It will tell you the levels of granularity, that is what environment. If you are talking in terms of software environment, how it can be carried out. If you are talking about the service environment, how it can be carried out. So these are how the various environments under which QFD can be done. So when you come to the manufacturing environment, you take the customer wants, then you go to the technical requirements, then you write down the parts characteristics, then what is the manufacturing process, and what will be the production requirement. Now coming to the software environment, what will be the customer wants, then what is the product functionality, what is the system characteristics, and then the design alternatives that is possible. Similarly, in the service environment also, what is the customer needs, then what is the service environment that is required, what is the services that can be provided, and what is the process that has to be carried out. So this is the flow down that is related to the houses of each of the different types of manufacturing or software, or you can say the service environment. Basically, we know there are two types of ways in which our mechanical processes can be done. One is the product can be done, one is the manufacturing environment, and another is the service environment. Now a new one has also been developed, that is the software which is coming up. So you can see that each and every instant, the various versions are coming up, and these versions are coming up based on the requirements of the customer wants. So this is the schematic diagram of the house of quality. So house of quality is the customer requirements. Then here it is the planning matrix. Then here it is the third point is the technical requirements. Fourth one, it is the interrelationships between the customer requirements and the technical requirements. Then the fifth one, it is the roof, which will give the correlation of the technical requirements one and how much our n types of technical requirements, so relationship between each of them. And the sixth point will give you the targets, what is your values, what is how you can reach that, and whatever work you're doing, what is the ranking and what will be the ranking of the expected quality that you have to implement. So in this way the house of quality is design, and this is the schematic diagram of the house of quality. So यहाँ पे what I have given is how the calculations etc. is to be done. First is the what, then I have given here the importance of the rating, then here the perceptions, then you have the how is written over here, then you have the interrelationship between the product characteristics and the voice of the customer. So when I tell what, it is actually also known as the voice of customers, VOC. So in many cases, in many textbooks, you will come across that what is represented as the voice of customers. And then if after calculation, you can understand what is the importance of the characteristics, what is the competitive awareness, and what will be the various other targets, how the targets can be obtained. And above that, you have the roof, which is known as the correlation characteristics. So this is the how the calculation, various outputs that you can expect from a house of quality. So why do we use, how do we use, or why do we use a house of quality is, once a team has been identified, the quality function deployment, it is used for two fundamental reasons. What are the fundamental reasons? It is to improve. We should have an object. If you do any work, we should have an objective. So the objective for using the QFD will be to improve the communication of the customers and their wants throughout the organization. Second one will be to improve the completeness of the specifications and to make them traceable. That is, not one work is done and then you forget it. It is not like that. It should be traceable directly to the customer wants and needs. So the customer should realize that such an improvement has been done, and it will be only when the customer is satisfied, your product will be sold. So that is the most important thing. The customer satisfaction is very important, and this is the phenomena or the fundamental objective when a total quality management is applied. So what does QFD mean? It means that you link the needs of the customer. Who is the customer? He is the end user, with the design, development, engineering, manufacturing, and service functions. It will also empower the organization to exceed the normal expectations. So when you find out what is the customer need, you will obviously do something which will be more than that need. The product will be manufactured. So you can exceed the normal expectations, and you can provide a level of unanticipated excitement that generates the value. So from this, you can, it leads to understanding the customer requirements, then what is the quality system thinking, then what is the knowledge that is required psychologically also, then maximizing the positive result of the by adding addition value. Then you can have a comprehensive quality improvement through customer satisfaction, and then you can so by forming a strategy. What is strategy? The planning policy. So when you plan all this very nicely, you can always stay ahead. You can be assured that you can stay ahead in the race. So this is why are we all doing all this improvement? Why this is very much important? These are all important because we want to improve the quality. And why do we want to improve the quality? Because we want that our industry or our organization should stay for a longer time in the market. So that's why now we are directly going to the customer needs. So how do we solve this QFD? We solve it in 3 steps. by understanding the statistical process control, what is the design quality, and by making use of the value engineering. So combining all this, you get the QFD. So how do we, so when I have told you basically how this QFD is working, what are the various steps, etc. But how do you implement it? This is the most important question. So what did I say you? First point, that we should know what is the customer requirement. What is the customer requirement? When I say the customer requirements, we talk technically as the voice of the customers. So we have to go to the customers, find out what are their needs. So that's why we call it as voice of the customer. So you go to each customer, you find out a set of customers who is using this part or this product, then go to him one by in person, interviews can be carried out, or you focus a group, you assemble the customers in one place, and then you ask them what are the what is their expectations or what is the needs from this product, what is the function that they're expecting, or what whatever product is that, what function it is giving and how much they are satisfied, and apart from that, what are their expectations. So two ways of questioning can be done in each of these steps, and in also you can personally visit the customers. So in this way, you can capture the customer requirements. So capturing customer requirements is very important. You should know how to take the voice of the customers. So voice of customers, it is prioritizing the requirements. So once we find out what are the needs of the customers, we have to prioritize their requirements. So when we do that, we will understand what is the importance to the customers, what is our current product. Then we can understand what is the competitors. Also, we have to compare this competitors, your competitors product also. So what is the level of the competitor one? What is the level of competitor two, or how much of competitors are there? You can do as much research work and compile their details as well and calculate, and you have to produce a product which will be better than these competitors. That is our aim, so that the customers will take it, and your product will be sold, so that you will be staying or surviving in the market. And what will be the future product that is required, then what will be the improvement factors that is needed, what will be the overall improvements, important factors that is required, and what is the percentage of importance. So these all will be calculated once you know the voice of the customers. So the QFD, it can be applied virtually in every industry and business, from aerospace, manufacturing, software, communication, IT, chemical and pharmaceutical, transportation, defense, government, R&D, food to service industry, in any of the industries. So that's why I put in my topic that QFD to improve the quality. It is a quality improvement tool that can be applied in any type of industries, whether it is a manufacturing industry, whether it is a software industry, or whether it is a service sector. Only that you should understand what are the parameters that is required for each of that particular industry. So whenever we find out a firm, it is actually it is a firm. For us, it is business. Okay. So for the employees, it is the job, but for the owner, it is a business. So why does a firm do a business? Because he requires the vitamin M, and who is this vitamin M? It is the customer. So unless and until you improve your vitamin M, you will not be able to get a profit. So you have to concentrate on the customers. These customers will actually, what is M? It stands for money. So this improvement can be done only when the customers, more and more customers are attracted to you. So how do you get them? It is very simple. You just make the products that the customer wants. That is the simple way. Only that you have to make products that the customer is requiring. So that's why I have to put over here that new customers, that means you have you are going to stay straight ahead for a very long time. The more number of new customers are joining and your old customers are staying, that means you will be staying ahead always. So just you have to make products that so that new customers goes on joining you. And how I know what my customer will want, that is got from this QFD. So QFD, it can be solved in 6 steps. One is customer requirements, as I told you, then converting this customer requirements to products technical requirements. Then you relate the customer wants to the product, how I explained you in that schematic diagram. Then you get the correlation matrix, that is technical requirement 1 versus the various other technical requirements. So technical requirement, suppose I have 5 technical requirements, 1 with respect to 2, 1 with respect to 3, 4 and 5. Then again technical requirement 2 with respect to 1, 3, 4, 5. Then again I'll have technical requirement 3 with respect to 4, 5. So each of these within inter technical requirement correlation, they has to be drawn, has to be calculated. Now after that you will assess the competitive assessment, and you will be prioritizing the customer requirement, and also you will prioritize the technical requirement. So these all columns I had showed you where it is to be placed, and that how these requirements and prioritization has to be done. So building the house of quality, there are 6, as I told you, 6 basic steps. I just wrote customer requirements. How do you do that? You will have to identify the customer requirements or the attributes. Attributes or the customer requirements. Okay, or it is the parameters when you talk technically. Then second one, you identify the design attributes or the design requirements based on this customer attributes. Then you relate the customer attributes to the design attributes. Then you calculate the fourth step, you conduct you conduct an evaluation of the competing products also. Then you evaluate the design attributes and develop the you have to develop the target. Then you determine which design attributes to deploy in the remainder of the process. So which is very important one. From that, the last step you can understand. So how do you do this? You have to, the team should be from marketing, operations. As I told you, it is a teamwork. When you go for a customer requirement, when you go to the customers to ask who will be in the team, marketing people will be there, operations people will also be there, engineering people will also be there. And where will you concentrate? You will concentrate on the market segmentation. Then you will determine the structured requirements by why. Then you rate the requirements, you put them in the house of quality, and at the end we will find what is expected and what excites them. See, so this is the schematic diagram. Once this is done, here this is what. So need 1, need 2, need 3, like that you will be entering over here. So this column will explain you the what, and this what is nothing but the voice of the customer. So voice of the customers will be written down over here. Then second, how important are the what's to the customer? This can be calculated from their from the questionnaires, and how they are rating from using the Likert scale 1 to 5, and calculating that you will be writing here the customer importance. So this is the ranking here. So you are ranking the voice of the customer over here. In some of the house of quality, you will see that the ranking is also done on this side. So it is anywhere it is okay. So here I have given a very small example of the customer needs. For example, if the customer needs, I have named it as A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So the users, this is one of the customer requirements. The system must be adaptable. The data is reliable. The codes or their code list. This is D. Then if it must be possible to group the codes on in a code list into subgroups. So there are various customer needs that have chalked out here. Then depending upon the what they had answered. So in the Likert scale, I have put on here and calculated it, and how much important it is it is being ranked. So the degree of importance, very important, 5 is being given. 5, 5. This is comparatively less important. So 4, 4, more even less important, 3, 5, 5. So this is the degree of importance. And the system now, what the customers have asked, how the customers has replied to what your product is. So this is the that is the ranking that or the marks that has been given by the customers. What is your plan? What will be your target? So here यहाँ पे 2 है, but what is your plan? You are planning, your target is actually 5. Now your system is showing that this is 1, but what is your target? This all you can set by discussion with your experts, and you can set what will be your target. At present, this is what is your product from the customer's point of view. Now you have to reach this. To reach this only, we are doing all this work. So first you have to calculate the improvement ratio. How will you calculate the improvement ratio? The improvement ratio, it is the ratio between the plant level upon the system now. Okay, the ratio between this will give the improvement ratio. What is the importance weight? The importance weight is the degree of importance of into the improvement ratio. So degree of importance is this degree of importance into the improvement ratio. You will get the importance of weightage, and then you can calculate the relative weight. So the relative weight is nothing but you will calculate the importance weight into 100. So this is the how the relative weight is calculated. So what does it give? The relative weight, it is used in a matrix as a relative to the correlations. With this method, the customer needs have weightings based. So we are based on weightings on the customer preferences, and the level of needed improvement can be carried out. So the weighting indicates that not only the customer's voice, but also what is considered to require most improvement from the systems developer's point of view can also be calculated. Now here relative weight, which is the most important weight, यहाँ पे this 23.6. So your first important is this. That is, it must be possible to circulate an adaptable service interface through which other systems may interact with the code register. So this is the most important one. Second important is this and this 18.9 and 18.9. So this is, these two are having equal importance. Then you have the first one, that is users are authorized to do different tasks. So this is next important, and in this way you can rank it. The least one is code of code list, D and E. So these two are least important according to the customer needs calculation. So next is the product's technical requirements. Product technical requirements, it is developed based upon what that is the voice of the customer. So how will be the what that can be met? So this what can be met by developing the technical specification. Find the technical components that map to help to address the requirements, and important point is getting them quantified. And so the important, which point is important, it will get them quantified. So again you calculate based on the Likert scale, and the same type of calculations is carried out for the technical requirements to know which technical requirement is most important and which is the least important. So you will identify the design attributes. So design attributes, it is expressed in the language of the designer. And what when I talk in the language of the designer, it will actually represent what is the technical characteristics, or you can say the technical specification that is required to obtain this voice of customers. So these should be measurable, since you have to control and compare to the objective targets. So the roof of the house of the quality, it will show symbolically the interrelationships between the design attributes. Now you relate the customer. So again, I'm not going to continue explain again each and everything again, because in the first schematic diagram itself, I have told you how the you can relate, how the watts and the house can be related, and how it can be calculated based on whether it is strong, whether it is moderate, and whether it is weak, and if there is no relation. So this relationship has to be compared, and you have to write it in those boxes. So this is where the house is written, this is the needs it is written, this is the importance, and this you can see here, this is giving you the interrelationship between what's and the house. So that is filled over here. Okay. So here an example I have given, accurate reports. This is one another example. This 6 points are giving you the customer requirements, and apart from this customer requirements, there is the technical requirement that is given. Is it not working? You are not able to, the slide is not changing. Excuse me, 1 minute. हाँ
पहले था ना एनर्जी मैनेजमेंट,
हाँ
उनको तो करवाते थे।
हाँ, संतोष राव से पूछ लो।
लेकिन
वैल्यू इंजीनियरिंग देवेश जी।
सेफ्टी और सेफ्टी नहीं है, लास्ट में सेफ्टी
हाँ
बहुत ज्यादा नंबर दे दिए हैं, शायद ये
excuse me, there was okay. I'll continue now. It has started. This is the customer requirements. 1 to 6 points are given here. This customer requirement, and this is the technical requirements to obtain these customer requirements. So accurate reports. Then there is quick turnaround, then economical, no counter delay. So this was the customer requirements to obtain. So the customer requirements, say for acute reports, training is they have been given 3 types of colors. One is green, another is orange, and the third one is red color. So the green color is actually indicating strong relation. The orange color is indicating the that is moderate one, and the red color indicates the weak. And there are some which is having there is no colors at all. It means there is no relationship between the technical customer requirements and the technical requirements. For example, the accurate reports and resources. So the reports and resources, there is no relationship. So they are given a blank one. Similarly, accurate reports and reduce waste. There is no relationship between how to how to reduce the waste and the accurate, how to generate accurate reports. So it has been given as a no relationship. So to improve the quality, report is slightly there is an requirement. So it has been given accordingly. So you can see that the colors has been given. There 3 different colors has been given to indicate the strong, weak, and the moderate. Please excuse me. Hello. Good morning, sir. अभी गया सर. Hello, excuse me for the interruption. So this is the various different colors which will indicate the 3 different requirements, that is whether it is strong, whether it is moderate, or whether it is weak, and there is no relation. So you can mark, you can give the points to this. If it is strong, 9. If it is weak, 3. It is moderate, 3. Weak, 1. And when it is there is no relationship, obviously it is 0. So giving these, you can either enter with colors, or you can enter with the numbers itself, so that you can calculate it. Okay. So here it is also another example. So untangling the web. So strong is given 9, medium is given 3, and the weak is given 1. Either you write it as HML. It all depends upon how you want to do it. So y is the function of x. So this is another very big QFD. Here this is given the customer needs is written. Here it is the technical requirements to obtain this customer needs, and then the various, as the formula, that the degree of importance of these are written down over here. Here the system, now what it is from the customer's point of view. Again, from the customer's point of view, a planned targets can be obtained. Then the various calculations. So here पे आपका calculations will give you, and finally you can write the ranking. Similarly, यहाँ पे the importance of weighting for the technical requirements column wise is given. So first technical requirement with the first one. So first technical requirements with various customer needs, it is the summation of the importance of weight is calculated over here, and the relative weight is written. Similarly, in this way, the column wise calculation is also done, and here you can, here as I told you, it is filled with strong, moderate, weak, and negative. So how do you calculate? So this calculation, again, I have already explained you in that previous slides, importance of weightage and the relative weight, how it is calculated. Here it is the formulas that I have written. So again, this is the correlation one. So how the correlation one is written, filled up. So we filled up need one, we wrote the importance, we wrote, had written the technical relationship. Then we had written down the technical relationship here. The technical relationship with the customer requirements has been filled over here. Its calculation here, and then here also the engineering measurements are done. So this much steps we have finished, and then the final step is the correlation matrix. Once you have filled this, you can again extend this matters, this roof over here, and you can calculate in how you have calculated here the absolute weight, the relative weight. You can also calculate over here and give the ranking for the correlation matrix as well. So this is the step. So first you do this, second this column, third this column you will find, fourth this column you will fill in, fifth you will calculate this, sixth you will calculate this and find the engineering aspects, and then finally the seventh step, this is it. So this will form completely your QFD for one part. So this is how the interdependency we are you can do it in any way you require, whether you mark it as strongly positive, positive, strongly negative, negative, or you write it as strong, moderate, weak, no relation. Any way you can represent it. This is the competitive assessment. So competitive assessments is the evaluation time. So you will be evaluating your product and how it is. So I'm not going to explain again and again the same points. So here, how to prioritize the customer requirements. So this is the needs, and these again has been already. This is another example, another values that I got from the various other customers. This is the own firm. This is the competitor one. This is the competitor two. This is the degree of importance, target value, scale up factor, and sales part. So in various ways you can calculate this and find the absolute weight. So the relative weight or absolute weight can be calculated. So there are various ways how you will represent it. Again, prioritizing the technical requirements, writing the points, and finding out the total. Okay. So till this much is your needs, and below this, from here, absolute weight till the target. These are all the calculations that you are going to do to get the ranking and the preferences of the technical specifications. So what I had explained is only this design attributes, okay, only one. When I talk about the quality function deployment as a whole, I have to go through 4 steps. One, this design attributes and the customer attributes. Now this customer attributes will become my what, okay, and then for this customer attribute, this design attribute, I have to find out what is the, I will develop the component attribute. This will be my how. So this will be my what in the second step, and this will be my how. Now in the third step, this component will become my what, and process operations will become my how. Now finally, to find out the quality control plan, by process operations, this will become what, and quality control plan, this will become my how, and that will be the final step. So you for a research work, you can also prioritize the design attributes and finish it, or you can do all these 4 steps in all the calculations are the same. Okay, here in the first case, what your how becomes, that will be in the second QFD, it becomes what, and then you develop the how. Now in the second QFD, what is your how? That will be your what in the third QFD, and process operations will become how. And this how, when you go develop the quality function deployment, the fourth step, it becomes fourth quality function deployment, where the quality control plan is developed. That will become your what, and how this process operations has to be planned. What is the quality control that is required? That will become your what. Okay, sorry, how. So this is your what, and this will be your how. Okay. Now I'm going to give two examples. Okay, one is an industrial point of view, one example, and another is how you can solve it in a food, in maybe hotels, etc. There also how the quality function deployment is applied, that I will be telling. So first one example that I'm telling is, I have taken is the automobile bumper. So here what is the customer request? If he says that there is too much damage to the bumpers in the low speed collisions, and the customer wants a better bumper which will have, so that small dent only will develop, but these small dents that develops, it actually develops into a damage. So he wants to improve this. So this is the requirement of the customer. Now let us see how it is written in the customer needs column. See, identify the customer needs. So what who has to dealt it with? The repair department, the automobile owner, manufacturing plant, and the sales force. Okay, so from them, what is the points that has been developed? The basic one is, I want something. I want something that looks nice. Okay, aesthetic. So that is the basic one. Then for the performance, it must hold my license plate properly. Then for the further one, that is, this is the requirements of what the manufacturer can do one step ahead. He can give a strong enough to not to dent, not to no dent should be coming. So for that he might go to see what is the material that will be required, where even when a small hit is given, there is no dent that will be formed. So he might concentrate for the technical specifications from this point of view. Then in terms of performance, he must protect the tail lights and the headlights. Then he doesn't, cost wise, he doesn't want to pay much. So this is the basic. So there are two basics, there are two performance, and there is an one need, that is an extra requirement or extra expectation. You can say excitement means expectation from the actual that is performing. So coming to this, see. So this is how the customer requirements will be written. So what was my requirement in the previous case? I had written down what is the basic requirement, what is the performance that is needed, what is the expectations that is needed. So totaling that, based on that, the customer requirements I have written down as, it looks good, then hold the license plate, then it should resist the dent, protect the light, it should not get rust fast, then it should last for a longer time, it should be inexpensive. Obviously customer goes for the he will look into the cost, so it should be inexpensive, and it should protect the ender of the hood. So this is what it should be perfect in that. So these are the 8 points that he wants as the customer requirement. Now this has been how the customer requirements has totaled it, how he has evaluated it, all the markings has been done, and the calculation has been done, has been shown in this extreme end column. So now with this as the customer requirement, what should I do? I should develop the engineering requirement over here. So what is the engineering requirement? The step 4, it will be to identify who will be the competitors, then the test and analyze the competitor product, then revise and then rate the competitor. So now I'll go to how to write this engineering requirement. So based on these 6 points, each of these points, how it can be obtained, that is what I will write it over here as the engineering requirement. So यहाँ पे I have already calculated, or based on this customer requirement, what is my competitor A having, what is the competitor B, competitor C, what are their scores, that I have written here based on this requirement. Now going to actual engineering requirements, I'll have to translate the customer requirements into measurable engineering specifications. See, this is how I have written it as measurable engineering requirements. The yield strength, Young's modulus, then mounting the hole separation, plotting the thickness, effective spring constant, then cross section, moment of inertia, weight, and the maximum deflection and cost. So these are all the engineering requirements that has been evaluated for these customer needs. Now each of this will be compared to get this matrix. What is this matrix? The relationship matrix. Okay. So there are many points that are blank. What does that mean is, well, suppose it is the first one is look good. My first technical requirement is yield strength. Is there a relationship between these two? To look good, should the yield strength be is yield strength so important? No. So it is a blank. Similarly, Young's modulus, it has nothing to do with the Young's modulus. Then mounting the hole separation, it has nothing to do with how the license plate has to be put and how the look of it is. Then the thickness, there might be a slight relationship between how it is looking and how the plate thickness should be. Very thick plate, it will look odd. So it should be moderatively thick only, not very thick nor very thin. Which thin means it should not break. Okay. So obviously, and it will also add to the look. So slightly it is related to the thickness. So in this way, each of this you will have to relate whether it is having any relationship or whether it is having no relationship. Okay. And then here the engineering targets are written. What is the unit of Young's modulus? What is the unit of the yield strength? Then what is the mounting hole separation? All this here in units it has been written, and then again it will be calculated in terms of the experts to whom you will distribute, and how they will be rating it from 1 to 5, and that will be calculated here as the engineering target. So next, another example which I have taken is the pizza, which is here also you can calculate. So why I took the different types of QFD case studies is because one is you can apply it in industrial engineering also, as well as any other service or food engineering industries also it can be applied. So our project objectives will start from the customer requirements, and then our aim will be to shorten the time it reaches the market. So this is again the basic quality house of quality. So हमेशा आप लोग when you begin your project or a research work, you first draw this basic structure, and then you will be able to know what you have to fill and which you have to calculate. So the working methodology, you will have to follow all these steps to calculate the house of quality. This I have already explained. So the house of quality, I'm concentrating on the pizza. What is a pizza? I have given the explanation. Then what are the, you have to know what are the, suppose you're taking any parts. So what are the different types of parts that is available, that you have to research and find out. Similarly, because it is a pizza, I have written down what are the different types of pizzas that is there. Then first one is the customer wants. So according to the customer, he wants a good texture. He wants a generous part, good portion of it. It should taste good. It should be low also. Price should be low. Then the appetizing appearance, that should also be very good. That is, the look should also be good. So what is the customer wants? It will be based upon the, those will be converted into parameters, which will be color, then when I'm telling about its that is how strong it is, it should not break easily. So I'm converting it into the mechanical terms. So tensile, yield strength, then ultimate strength, weight, size, diameter, so thickness, what it should be there, then hedonic scale rating, what it is, what is the cost per pizza, then what is the density of the topping. So this is the technical term that I have converted. So you will rate the customer wants with the product house, that is high relationship, medium relationship, and low relationship. These values can be changed according to you. I told you 931. Here it is 531 also, but it is telling the you are going to calculate it based on that. Okay. So again, the roof also you'll be calculating with high relationship, medium relationship, and the negative relationship. In this way, you can do that. So the result and analysis, what was the result? The customer wants is taste good, low price, appetizing appearance, then good texture and generous portion. So when this was distributed to the customer, this is how they had rated. So it should taste good. That was given very important. So it was 5 marks, 5. Low price was the second important to the customer. Appetizing appearance, they had given as the third important. Good texture, second one, and generous portions as the least important. So this is how their importance rating is from the customer wants, the questionnaires that had been distributed to the customers, and it had been calculated. So the different companies, 3 companies has been opted. Alpha, it has been named as Alpha, Beta, and the company Charlie or whatever. So they have been rated as fair, good, and poor based on, in the previous case, what we have done, we took it as strong, moderate, weak. Here they have taken 3 options, that is the good, fair, and poor. So in this way also you can relate it. So to determine the desirable technical attributes, your performance with the customer, competitors' performance against these attributes should also be determined. Only then you will know what is your stand in the market. So this is the customer wants. This is the you can say this is the technical requirements to meet this customer wants. This is the technical the relationship between the customer needs and the technical requirements. This is the correlation requirements that has been filled. This is the various competitors, up, down. It can be various ways you can represent the ways. And here the calculations of the engineering measures can be carried out. So this is in whole the house of quality for the that has been developed for a pizza. So your final answer will be this. This is the answer. So looking at this, any engineer can find out what is the requirement, which quality is most important, which is the least important, etc. So applications, coming to the applications of QFD and house of quality, it is one of the most important tool that is available for clarifying the voice of the customer. It is important to know that the customer in question, they may be a product, or it can be a service customer, it can be a corporate executive, or it can even be another department within the same company. So in fact, the customer in question, they may be even one's self. It may be only one, yourself only. For yourself also, you can develop a house of quality tool in an excellent way to evaluate a complex decision and prioritize one's own requirements. Here, when I say this one self, how you develop a quality function house of quality is one thing which I've seen the common life is when I talk to my colleagues and when my friends and all, when we are buying something, some product. Say for example, you're buying an automobile, your car or your scooter, you see that there are so many cars that is available in the market. So you can just evaluate. How will you evaluate which is the best one and which will suit you? You see what is your requirement, that will be the customer needs. then what is the technical requirements that you require, and then you see in the various cars or automobiles or scooter that you want to buy, which is in the market, you write the comparison of these and develop a house of quality, see which is having the best one, which is ranked best, and that you can buy. So that is one example of evaluating the using the house of quality tool to evaluate for your own to make a decision which may be complex. You can find the decision by developing this house of quality. Now you can distribute. So I'm talking about a project. You should always, before starting a project, you should distribute how much time is required for carrying out the project. Maybe you have 3 months in hand, or you have 2 months in hand, or you have 6 months in hand. So you will have to calculate how this project can be carried out. So यहाँ पे in terms of quality function deployment, I have 5 points. One is to calculate the customer requirements. Second, to calculate the technical requirements, then to develop the house of quality, then to compare the technical feature, and then finally to finalize, to recheck all these what I have done. So this is just an example. So the customer requirements, you have to collect the parameters, you have to calculate it. So I'm giving, if it is a very small QFD, I'm giving 8 hours. Then grouping and prioritizing, that is, I have to do the calculations, etc., find the ranking. So 3 hours I'm giving. Once this is done, it is placed in the quality. Grouping and prioritizing, it is a simple formula, but you can calculate it using the Excel sheet. Then the meetings with the customers, etc., 4 hours to finalize it. Similarly, technical requirements, collecting, prioritizing, meeting, I have given 3 hours, 4 hours, and 3 hours. Then house of quality, you want to create the house of quality, you have to do the meetings to finalize it, 5 hours and 3 hours. Then the technical feature comparison, creating and meeting, I'm giving 3 and 2 hours. And finalizing the whole of the thing, whether it is right or wrong, I am doing it in 2 hours. So total of 40 hours is required minimum for me to do a small QFD. So in this way, you can actually calculate how the project can be carried out, and you can finish it within the time. So the conclusion is, when I use a QFD is a powerful tool in service and in the industry. It can be applied in the industry activity at every stage. It can be applied. You can identify the weaknesses in manufacturing process in any industries, factories, etc. Then successful in determining the policies which would result in a better satisfaction to the customer. So whatever you determine, it will always be it will result in a better satisfaction of the customer. So the benefits of QFD will be, it will reduce the development time, it will improve the teamwork, it will reduce the cost, it will you can get a quick new product release, you can release it with confidence. That's what I want to say. Documentation, then critical quality features can be analyzed, and you can be sure that you are following the right technique. So how will it help the quality, the project management? It will help to determine the correlationships between technical requirements and the customer needs in an interesting phase. Then it will give a new view of point to requirements, which is totally new compared to the your previous project work. Then the result matrix is the most interesting result that you will obtain from QFD, especially for the decision making on the project. The result, which it will reveal what are the real impacts that the technical requirements have on fulfilling the customer needs. Not only that, one of the most valuable document to base, is it not changing? One of the most valuable, it is, you can say whatever you do, it will be documented actually. So it will be one of the most important valuable document to base decisions on, which is the technical correlation matrix. Then from it, the effects of the single technical requirement to the other technical requirements is also visible. It is all documented. So it is all visible. You are not going to just, it is not verbally done. It is all documented On the other hand, the technical requirements which affect a single technical need can also be seen. It is a valuable document to see the side effects in the improvement of technical requirement causes. So you can see these are all, when you're drawing the final house of quality, the final house of quality will be having all these documented. So everything will be documented and it is not just a verbal say. So with this, I'm finishing, winding up. These are the references that I had just gone through to get my this done. And thank you. Thank you so much for your patient hearing. If there is any thing that I can do, any doubts that you have, you can please ask me. Hello? Hello?
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, sir. Yes, sir. I hope it was clear. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Hope participants also
Yes, sir.
understood about the concept of quality function deployment.
Yes, sir.
What is its importance,
Yes,
how
sir.
it is applicable, particularly related
Yes,
with
sir.
automobile
Yes,
bumper. All may get
yeah.
concept, the application part, and how to
Yes,
prepare that quality house
yes,
related to it.
yes, sir.
Dear participants, if you have any queries, you can ask madam. Madam is waiting for your queries.
Is there any doubts? I have given example so that any type of project you can do using this. It's a simple step that you follow the customer needs, convert it into the technical requirements, find the relationship between these two, find the correlation matrix, then put on the formula in an Excel sheet and calculate it. So these are the basic steps that is needed.
One participant is asking, ma'am, through chatting, any more
Yes.
case studies if you have, if it is shared, they can get some more concepts.
Case studies like you can do it in your technical, your institution also. You can take your department as such, and you can see, you can evaluate your lab requirements. So what is the actually that is going on and what is required for improving it, that can be done. So there are many ways this can be applied in any sort of places. You can apply this quality function deployment.
Ma'am, one
Thank you, ma'am.
question I have to ask. Hello?
Yes, sir.
I'm audible,
Yes,
ma'am?
sir. Yeah,
Ma'am,
I'm able to hear you.
Just,
Yes,
ma'am, just in the plant or industries, just we are applying that QMS. Is it is different from that QFD or something like that?
You are applying Creo.
No, ma'am.
Yeah.
That is quality management systems, that ISO 9001 and all these things are there.
Yeah.
So,
This is a tool, sir. So you can, in the ISO also, they have various parameters. Based on those parameters, the calculations are being carried out. This is a QFD. This is, you can say, the statistical process type, which you actually calculate in terms of and get the values, and you can rank it. So that is another way of finding the quality improvement using the ISO. There are various requirements whether you're meeting it or not. So that is one way. This is another tool which will help you to implement the quality, to understand the quality improvement.
Means rather than that, means quality assurance is the case, means quality assurance and the QFD are different things as per you.
Quality assurance. So there are various, as I told you, see, when we are it is all related actually, sir. As I told, as an example, see, when I'm coming, when you're going to your office, there are various ways to reach your office, isn't it? So similarly, to find the quality improvement, there are various ways. One is quality assurance. This is another tool, which is quality function deployment tool. So this is another way to find the quality. So it is all
Okay, ma'am. Thank
related.
you.
Ma'am. Yeah, yeah. Any other questions, sir? Santosh, sir. So, Sridhar,
Dear
sir.
participants, if you have any more, hope Atish has got the clarity. Atish Goswami. QFD is more focused on customer needs, customer requirements.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, sir. So, sir, I'm very thankful to you for giving me an opportunity to give such a presentation in such a mass participants. I'm so glad. I hope they were able to understand how to implement the quality function deployment, and they can carry out. So as I told you, it can be related to any of the sectors. You do the thermal research and you can implement and find out which is the quality parameters that is most important. You do the design research work, in that which is the parameter which is most important. You can apply the quality function deployment and find out. So anywhere this is applicable, which will give you the ratings of which quality is most important in your work. So with this, I would like to wind up. So is it okay, sir? Should I wait? Sridhar, sir?
Hope participants, any more queries are there? Madam is waiting for your queries. And one madam.
Yes, madam. I have one question.
Sent.
What is difference
Yes, sir.
between a system level design? Means whenever we read some research paper on QFD, there are two words come to the picture. The first one is a system level design, and another one is a detailed design. So, what is difference between the system level design and detailed design?
System is what is in your system, what is the that is the performance it is being marked by the customers, and detailed design is the one which will be your target, which is the targeted value. You want to be a level above that is at present your product is being marked by the customers as say from the Likert scale 1 to 5 they'll be ranking. So you have to improve it. So that will be the detailed target that you have to achieve. So that is the system one and the planned level. Yes, sir. Hello, was I audible? You could
yes,
hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Hope participants they have the clarity about the answers to their queries. And thank you very much, ma'am,
Thank
for
you,
your
sir. Thank you
lecture
so
on
much for giving
application of
opportunity.
QFD as a quality improvement tool.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.